Time to cook. We have this scene. Look, let's focus on the animatic only. You have the giant air fryer drops Ramon. Ramon boom falls and then bounces to the building, and the building explodes, and the two dudes runs away. That's animation. Now look at the difference, because this is like a super fast animatic. Look at the difference when I designed all the layout with the correct perspective. I even drew this 3 point perspective grid here. See, I have the horizon line that is around here. I have the vanishing points that are of course out of the camera frame here, and then I have this third point of perspective all over here at the top. And that allowed me to look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Boom. Push everything towards that third point of perspective, so everything looks super pushed. And now I'm going to design everything on top of this. Okay, cool. So something that I'm planning to do, this is like my rough stuff. I'm planning to do a quick layout first. So for the background, I am thinking about something like, for example, see, for the layout, I am following exactly the same vanishing points. All the stuff that I did here is the same thing that is going to be reflected here in the layouts. Bam. And sincerely, the only thing that I am thinking about is about the silhouette of all the elements of the composition. Look at this. So I'll try to create all of this layout in a way that will favor these elements in the composition. So for example, this is the main building. Oh no, you know what? Because I have a friend that is going to help me on the layouts. I'm not going to spend too much time here, but let me just, there you go. Now we have here the window. Awesome, here we have the window. That's the building. And over here we can have the other buildings too. Maybe those buildings are destroyed, so we have something like this. So we have something like this. We have this type of things here in the buildings. We have fire, 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 fire here. Those are effects that I'll animate later and reuse, just to have an idea of how everything in here will look like. Also, that's like my quick layout here. And I'm going to, you be like, Henry, why the layers have those names? I was not revealing the layers. Michael and Jonah, because I was planning to design Jonah Hill and Michael Cera for these characters, but no, I don't have the time. Neither is that important, but I'll try to do some funny stuff around that. So focus. Right now, this is going to be layout. I'm going to reduce the opacity of this layout. Bam. Awesome. And now here in this Jonah file, this is going to be my rough. This is my rough. And I'm going to do another one that I'm going to call crowd layout, crowd animation. Let's do it one single pass. So in this crowd animation, I'm going to design the characters and animate the characters. Let's analyze, you know what? Something that will be better to do is to animate the robot first, animate Ramon second, and on top of that animation of Ramon, I can then animate these two characters, because the robot and Ramon are going to be cutout animation with rigs, but the two dudes are going to be frame by frame animation. So I have more flexibility into changing the timing of the puppets of the rigs until I got something that I want, rather than first starting with these two characters in frame by frame, doing something different with the rigs, and then I have to animate everything again from the other two characters. That's why it's so important to plan all of this stuff. Amazing. See the difference between the animatic here and the and the other and the rough the layout that I designed to put the final animation on top. It's amazing the difference, how much we can push and improve all the OG ideas. So I'm going to bring the air fryer closer to here, and what I'm going to do is push the air fryer to let me hide some stuff. We don't need the layout right now. We don't need animatic right now. We only need the grid. I'll have to reduce the opacity of the grid and then now let me block everything else. The rough pass. I only need to move the air fryer. I'm going to push this rig. This is how I break rigs, to push those into this perspective, following the perspective grid. So this is a rig, right? Look at all the cool poses that we have here. Bam, 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 bam. Oh wait. Ah, I already did it. Get out of here. This video is no longer a tutorial. This video is going to be do it faster. Boom. Okay. It's not that accurate, but I'm going to use this base. Yeah, because I posted this character when I was testing the rig. So, yeah, let's do it from scratch. So I'm going to grab the 3/4 pose. So now it's back at tutorial. I'm going to grab the 3/4 back pose. And I'm going to copy and paste it over here. Bam. I'm going to flip this dude. Bam. I'm going to make this smaller, also smaller. I'm going to rotate this, and now I'm going to start moving. So this is a quick blocking pass. I divide this process into a blocking pass, a draw over pass in which I polish, design my pose, and then the final posing. Cool. So those are the 3 steps. The first step is the blocking. I try to avoid moving the deformers too much, just some essential basic stuff that I need to sell the feeling of perspective, and other than that is just trying to move stuff around. For example, the face, I'll move it up, I will squash it like this, move it like this. Henry, but you're destroying the rig. I'm not afraid. I can always go back. Here. Awesome. In here, that's it's going to go like here. Awesome. The number, I have to flip this number, put it over here. Hey! Hey! And beautiful. Awesome. Now we are grabbing the panties, moving the panties up, rotating the panties. I'm going to use the deformers to extend this so it covers all the way here. I need to grab my rough pass and bring it towards the front and maybe reduce the opacity too. Reduce the opacity and move these towards the front because I want to trace on top of that rough pass. I want to trace with my rig on top of that rough pass. Boom. So this is just blocking. Okay, I picked here. I move forward and I pose all of this very close to the final look of this. So this is the pose. And on top of this, I'm going to polish. I'm going to polish stuff to design. I'm going to design the pose, make it look even more beautiful. Cool. There's some stuff to fix. For example, I'm going to create a new layer here. I'm going to call this design. And on this one, I'm going to be aware, for example, this is this connection here. That looks disconnected. So what if I can one line all of this into one single line? I'm going to move all of this towards the front. I'm going to move all of this towards the front. So I'm going to look for all of those opportunities to design, to connect the pose, to create a flow of the pose. For example, we have this base, right? I feel like this part of the panty, if I want to one line all of this with the leg, these panties will go all the way here. They'll go in even lower over here. Because I want to feel all of that volume. So cool. Then from here to here, I can one line all of this too, like this. Boom, beautiful. And then from here to here, I can draw around like this, bam. And attach the leg here. I can attach the leg here, bam. And I can attach this other leg like this, bam. Awesome. And then from here to here, center line. See how I'm right now seeing how's that all of these pieces will be centered here. This part, this penis of the air fryer will be connected here like this. So it's very important. Now, following this perspective line, this might go, yes, that might go. I can lower this piece into something like this to follow the perspective lines. Oopsie. To follow a bit more the perspective lines. Okay, going back to the sketch, to this design pose. Looks boring, right? So I need to push that. I need to push the eyes. Trying to draw a mask here and following these perspective lines. I'm going to pick these points here. Bam, bam, bam. This will end up here. Awesome. So it's more angry. Let's get rid of the unibrow. Awesome. What else can we do? Look at this. If this is the center line, the apex of this curve, this contour line of the panties, will push around that. There you go. So we're having something like this. Cool. And then from here to here, down a little bit. Maybe up. Maybe we can move all of this up a little bit. Awesome. Amazing. So the apex of that line is over there. Feel I can make the mouth even bigger. Yeah. Every time that I am drawing this character, I try to remember, look, at the apex, this line is here, so the apex of this mouth should go here, and the apex right now is here, so I have to fix that right now. As I was mentioning, every time that I draw this character, I remember this character, this enemy from Buzz Lightyear. I'm trying to remember that one. I don't remember the name, but but I'm always trying to remember that character. Beautiful. Looks a bit more angry. Let me flip. Yeah. Now we're seeing something awful here. Look at this box here around this character. This line of the head should go around like this. Now we're talking. Awesome. Flip again. Cool, 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 cool. Now this one over here, I feel we can push that line a little bit towards the inside like that. Awesome. Then from here, one line. Awesome. Bam. And then from here to here, this one should be lower a bit more. Cool. And you know what? I feel like this should feel... No, I want to keep flat all of that stuff. Maybe moving this a bit back. Yep, that looks better. This rover looks better than the post that I have. This is why I like to divide the process into these steps, because this allows me to polish the post to make it look more badass. Got it. Then the other things, I'm not that picky. I might open these a bit more. Maybe. Other than that, I don't care. This one, I would love to have this more straight like this. Then the rest is good. Yes, awesome. I would like to tilt this line a bit up. So again, if this is the perspective grid here, the horns, if I have something like this, the other horn will be around here. It starts looking weird. I want it to be here, so it'll be easier for me to do something like this instead. Move this one over here. Now it looks better, and yeah, smaller. Awesome. There you go. Let's time to pose, to polish this dude. Block this and just move the rig around. Done. Let's check. Boom. The heck is this? Yeah, this could give me some 3D feeling on the eyes. But it also can sometimes looks like it's boring, so I'll just cover all of this with red. Also, we have the pose. Render view. What is happening here? Oh. Oh. I have to massage this. How I will fix... Who will fix me now? How I will fix that? Fixed. Awesome. Looks good. Not bad. Let me move this a bit down. Yeah, nice. Looks like an air fryer. We have that piece there. This line I would love to be more straight. Why it's not sharp? Awesome. Now here I have to move some stuff around. Perfect. Beautiful. What the heck is this show? Ice chill. Got it. Awesome. There you go. That's a pose. Let's move to. Need to make this a bit more angry. Beautiful. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. We have the pose there. We have the pose. Now Ramon, 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 Ramon. Where are you? This is a mess. Ramon. Now I'm going to move all the Ramon keyframes over here. And I always pick the 3/4 pose to start with. And this is the pose that we're going to have here. Something to consider is that this pose of the air fryer, let me turn on the roughness. This pose of the air fryer is the first pose. Means that we're going to have a second pose. Sorry, this pose of the air fryer with the arm open is the second pose. The first pose is the air fryer with the arm closed, and the air fryer with the arm closed is holding McLovin like this, and then boom, McLovin falls. So when the arm opens, I can design this frame over here. I can design this frame over here. So right now I can design this frame over here right now. Okay. Time to do this. Okay, let's go. Time to animate Ramon. Look, the robot is holding the dude, drops the dude bounces, boom, back to the building, explodes, boom, the other dudes run away, and we end with the robot pose. That's it. Cool. Also, so let's pose Ramon here. For this, it's important to. Just let's pose this dude. I was going to look at the scene before, but too much stuff. One thing that I'm going to do is block the rough pass. I'm going instead of Ramon, and I'm changing the attachment of the. I'm changing the arm into the one limb arm. And then once I change to the one limb arm by changing the drawing substitution of this, so see, I have two, one that is like 2-piece arm, 1-piece arm. Once I selected the 1-piece, now I can connect this directly to the hand. Now make this pulsera, this thing here, this thing here to reveal on the color art of the arm, not on the forearm, and put it on top of all of this. Cool. And then move it here, and I can also make the kinematic output to be the one that controls this thing here. So if I move all of this with this point here, it will move the entire thing. I'll move this up towards the front. Awesome. And then I can just move this stuff around. Boom. And I can break the character and make this bigger if needed, just to create a better silhouette. Awesome. This will go down. Amazing. Then this into one piece too. Awesome. And then one piece. This will be connected here, the hand, and also this. I don't think we have one. This one. No, we don't. Oh yeah, we have. Oh, we have. Get out of here. I don't care about that one. And then I move these two towards the front. This is the sleeve. I'll move all of this here like this. Yeah, baby. Awesome. And then I'll move all of this like this. The shoulders, the body. I like to keep the body tapering towards the top like it's doing right now. Bam. Awesome. You have the character there. Oh, I need to close the hand of the robot. So time to draw a new hand. And I'm going to grab this marker, this solid brush. I'm going to increase the smoothing. And now time to draw. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. Today's Saturday. Dude. Okay, cool. Bam. And then I can one line all of this into one single shape, into one single line like this. Oopsie. Ah! You can one line into one single shape. You can one line into one single shape like this. Amazing. Awesome. Then we have that. Something like this here. Bam, bam, bam. And here I can go around like this. Amazing shape. Then boom. Bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe this one could be a bit more like this. Awesome. Cool. Then I'm going to the Airfryer colors. Legs, arms, body, no. Palm, cool. And then we have fingers, 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 fingers. Awesome. Cool, cool. I'm going to move this behind this character so it's like this. Cool. And now this character should be looking there now. And the mouth could be like Now I have to remember that on the previous post this dude was like happy because he was looking at the air fryers that were alive and also the swing movement. So I have to go back to that scene. Let's go back to that scene. Save. Five. 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 File close. Previous scene 20. Okay, if this is the previous scene, I can jump. I can jump. I don't need to match the other thing because the other scene because so the previous scene. So I don't have to cut in action here from the last time that we saw Ramon. Means that I can just play around with this pose and then boom. Awesome. Let me here. Bam. The hand opened here. Let's go fast. Let's go crazy fast, dude. So the pose of Ramon here will be something like. Okay, I'll do it like all good sim something and make this dude fall like this. Okay, cool. I have to do a crazy draw over here. crazy draw over. So for this crazy draw over, I'm thinking the pose that I'm going to design for this dude falling is going to be something like this. The dude is going to be like, ah. It's like, ah. Then the body. Will be something like this. Yeah, something like this will be the pose. This is my super rough. I'm going to draw on top of this super rough. I'm going to draw on top of this super rough. Simplifying all these shapes. The panties here. Instead of going like 2D, super 2D, I'm going 3D like this. This way and then this way. Cool. Then the shoe. The shoe. The head. Yeah, a little bit looking up like, ah. Awesome idea. And looking up will give me a space to open the mouth here a bit more. Awesome. And then the pose here down. This could be something like this is the hair. So it falls like this. Bam. And then boom. One single line like this. This other leg can maybe bam arrive like that. Bam. A bit smaller here too. Then I have to build this into the perspective that we have here. That's something that I'm going to eventually do. I'll fill the head. Move a bit here. There you go. Boom. Boom. So we have this simple shape design here of this character, like this silhouette. We have this already here for this character. And then the boom. This could be something like this. Then from here to here, another frame. Boom. Smaller. Then awesome. We'll need a lot of poses for this. Bam! Here in the down pose, I feel I need another one. I'm going to move this up. I can move this leg down. Bam! In this pose here, I can just duplicate, move it down. Maybe you can even stretch this. You can make this smaller. Bring it closer to camera. Bam! And because he's falling, I don't feel I need to make this too long. So it's like boom, po. It's like po. Maybe I can add an in between here. Bam, bam, bam. Let's see. Better. Bam, bam. Here in the down pose, I would love to hold for a bit longer. Yes, sir. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Maybe I can in between from here to here. So. Just thinking about shapes. Bam. Much better. Cool. Now time to rig. Time to put the character on top of this. What if I keep the hand like that, the arm like that? I think it'll be easier. So the pose reads clearly, it doesn't feel like it's going like this. It's just bam bam. Maybe the fall could last a bit longer. Because it's supposed to be like very high. I'll tweak that timing on my slow in that part on top with the rig. Right now this is just the main poses. Cool, let's put the rig on top of this. Okay, let's continue. This will turn like this. Awesome. I'll create a new hand soon. I'll create a new hand for that soon. First, I was afraid. Bam. The booty, of course. Down. I might need the other type of leg here. Yeah, 2 pieces leg. So I can get those overlapping things here. Awesome. More dynamic. So I'm going for the angles here. Awesome. And then here, this leg will follow where it came from. Cool. Now we have the hands, we have the pose, and I like the head. I didn't push it too much, but just moving some stuff around was cool. Awesome. Yeah, I don't care too much. That pose is funny. I have a good silhouette. Move this head up. Yep, that pose is funny. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Very, very. So cool. So we have this. When opens the arm, the hand, bam, bam. Then I want to post this one here, bam. On this one, I'm just grabbing, reusing the pose and flipping. Then I'm going to grab the head and flip the head. Maybe a 3/4 back head will work here. Yes. Grabbing this one, pasting this one here, bam. Cool. I don't know why this is in front of the body. This will change into this arm because we need to flip. We need to make this pose, this piece of the character before shortening. So we're working on that. It's the back leg, front. Awesome. Cool. We have the blocking. We have the main poses for the first and second pose. Then we have the blocking on this one, and then I have to block all of these other ones. It's crazy. This scene is one of. It's going to be a long one, but yeah. This is the first part. I'll continue on the next one. Cool.